What is going on, guys? My name is Cheer, and this is a video I was really hoping I wouldn't have to make, but I am going to make it because I guess it's kind of important. There have been people who have been going around on social media and on PSN saying, oh, this guy's account is just glitched or hacked or modded or whatever. And the problem is it's actually not glitched, it's not modded, and it's not hacked. So I made this video to go through some things and explain some things to you, because obviously people just, don't understand, which is fine. I've been banned from certain social media circles because the administrators just say, they take one look at my numbers, don't bother to ask questions, just say, oh, you're glitched, oh no, you're hacked, bye. And it's just like, well, no. If you think someone's cheating, you ask questions. You don't just say, oh, well, you're a cheater. That's kind of like seeing a man holding a gun and saying, oh, you're a murderer. Well, no. Maybe I'm going out to the forest to, hunt animals to feed my family. Do you ever ask questions? Right? So it's a thing like that. So I'm just going to go through some things. Thing that really gets people is my playing time. I know I put in a lot of time, and it is a lot of time, 188 days, and it is going to continue to go up until Black Ops 4 comes out. And people look at my playing time and say, well, no, that's not possible. You're glitching and hacking and whatever. Well, I'll have you know the game has actually been out at least about 900 days. So it's perfectly possible. It's by all means it's possible. You don't know how it's possible, but that's not the same as it's not possible. And then people say, well, prove it's legit. Well, what am I supposed to do? You want 188 days of video footage? Like come on now. I mean, there's only so much you can do, right? So everything is legit. It's not glitched or hacked or something stupid like that. It's how much time I've played the game, which I know is it's a lot of time. Kills and headshots. Most of those headshots actually came from camping on the giant on the catwalk, which I know a lot of people did in the earlier stages of this game. The kills have just mostly accumulated over time from high rounds. 6.6 million kills is a lot of kills, but it's mostly high rounds. They've just accumulated across all the playing time, so those numbers are legit. They are not glitched or modded or hacked, so people are spreading misinformation, but people are going to do what they're going to do. Average rounds per game, this is the one that actually gets people the most. The reason it's low like that, it's only 8, is because that stat only factors in the time you actually end the game. Right? So if you go to round 200 and close app or dashboard or whatever, that's not going to be reflected in your average rounds per game. And the vast majority of players do dashboard, and the vast majority of times I've actually ended the game is in a very low round. In fact, I bet most of them is probably on round 1. Right? And the same can be said for average game score and score per minute. You end a game on round 1, you got what, like 500 points? So it's just like, well, why do you think, right? So the real problem here is that closing app and dashboarding or disconnecting or whatever does not reflect those stats. So yeah, if most of the time you end the game in a low round, obviously those numbers are going to be low, like average round score per minute and average game score. They're going to be low. That's just how it is. That's how Treyarch designed it. I'm not the developer, I'm just the player, and that's how they designed it. So that's how it is. So before you look, you look at my high rounds and you go, oh, well, your high rounds are like this, but you only have an average rounds per game of 8, so you're obviously cheating. Well, no. There's a thing called doing research and asking questions first, and then that's why it's like that. So we're just going to get into the high rounds. Now, everyone looks at this and says, it's glitched, it's hacked, it's modded, it's whatever. Well, no, it's actually not. I've been very fortunate enough to have people, the right people, teach me how to play and teach me how to be good. When I first got the game, I couldn't get past round 3, and I thought people on round 15 with 0 downs were hackers. But I started asking questions and learning, and that's what people need to do. But they don't do that. They just take a look at my rounds and say, no, you're cheating. And it's like, no, not at all, actually. The one that really gets people is this one. They go, oh, well, according to zombie records, the world record is like 130 something. I do not own the world record with round 160. That map, people have passed 200 on Verruct. Without cheating, without glitching, without hacking, people have passed 200 on that map. It has been done. I don't own the world record. The guy on zombierecords.com or whatever, he doesn't own the world record. Someone, I mean, there have been people who have passed 200, so no, it's not glitched, it's not hacked, none of this is glitched, modded, or hacked. There are different strategies. There's a set of strategies that work for each map, right? Each map has a strategy that's just for it, and like I said, I've been fortunate enough to have the right people come in and teach me, and that's why I can get to high rounds. And anyone can get to higher rounds as long as you learn. But when people come along and just take a look and say, oh, no, you're cheating, it's just like, well, really? Like, come on. So, the other thing that really gets people, and this has been a big topic, you know, that I've had to discuss with people, and it's a stupid conversation, but it centers around people just not thinking and just not taking time to process information and use common sense. People look at my high rounds, and then they go over here and they look at all my gumball usage, which is a lot. I've chewed a lot of gumballs. Maybe I'm sugar high, I don't know. But I've used a lot of gumballs. That's far more than the vast majority of players. Like 5,234. The vast majority of players don't even have 1,000 for a top gumball. But the one that really gets people in regards to higher rounds is this guy right here. And the high round community has unanimously agreed that we're using round robins for high rounds is cheating. You know, if you use round robin in a high round, you're cheating. And sure, it was put in by the developer, but it compromises the integrity of the game, so we say it's cheating. Okay, fair enough. And that's fine. You know, I don't use round robin for high rounds. But the problem is that people take a look at my high rounds and they take a look at my round robin and say, oh, well, obviously you've been cheating your high rounds. It's like, no, I haven't. Round robin has all kinds of uses outside of high rounds. These round robins have been used for farming liquid divinium. They've been used in Easter eggs. They've been used in flipping through low rounds early in a map to test something. They've been used for all kinds of purposes, but they have not been used for high rounds. And if people would bother to take time to ask questions, rather than just come and saying, oh, you've used 2,200 round robins, you're cheating. If people actually took time to ask questions and learn, they would find these things. No, these were not used for high rounds. They were used for other things. And I'm very clear about that in my emblem right here. I do not use round robin for high rounds. Furthermore, you can actually go on the leaderboards and you can see the amount of kills for each of my runs, right? All my high rounds are solo runs. They were all done solo. And you can see the amount of kills. And if you've been using a bunch of round robins in your high rounds, you won't have enough kills because there's a certain amount of enemies in each round. If you've been skipping those rounds with round robin, you don't get the kills, so they don't count, right? So you wouldn't have enough kills. But if you look at my kills, they all check out. And I have the strategies to back that up. And I have the numbers to back that up, that they all check out that I was not using round robin. It's just no. There was no round robin in the high rounds. So that settles that. There's no round robin for high rounds. There was no glitching and there was no hacking or modding for any of that. The next one that I want to attend to is this right here. I've used the Dingle a lot. 300,000 kills of the Dingle. And most of those are actually in Easter eggs, not high rounds. Most of those were before round 30. My Weevil is my insta-kill gun for most high rounds. This one here is from camping on the Giant when I first got the game. This has kind of been my secondary for Easter eggs, and I have taken a lot of people through a lot of Easter eggs. I've done probably several thousand Easter eggs with people. RK5 and Shiva are up there too because of the first room challenges. But this is not glitched and this is not hacked. This is not modded. So, I mean, there's people who are going around and saying that all this is glitched and hacked when it's actually not. But people don't understand things, and people just jump the gun. And like I said, I've been banned on certain social media groups because people just jump the gun and don't bother to learn and ask questions. And then I try to explain these things and they just go all, my mind is made up, don't confuse me with the facts on the matter. And that doesn't do good for anybody. Like, I can go through each one here. This one I camped in Verrucht. This one's kitchen. This one's tunnel 11. This one's training on in canals. This one's training on the death ray. This one's spawn. This one was training in the Alcar 9 room. Though I should have used the power room strategy because it's much faster. This one I camped on the zipline. This was fire tunnel. This one was I was camping at. You go to the armory and you go up top where the bridge is. You camp up there. You can do that. You got your ray gun. You got your baby maker for this. This one was really, 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 really slow and took a long time. The same can be true for this one. This one here, I was camping at inside the cog room, and it's not that fast, it's not that slow, but I camped in the cog room for this one. This one's slow as molasses, we all know that. And this one here, I tell people that I camped around 100 on the Giant. They say, well, getting to around 100 on the Giant is impossible without training, so therefore you're cheating. No, it's possible. You don't know how it's possible, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. You just don't know how. For your big fat information, you keep the door to the third teleporter room closed. You run your crate power and your bullet boost. You get your Pack-a-Punch Wonder Waff, right? And you get your monkeys and whatever. And with that room closed, all you have to do is run the trap, and then there's only one window to hold off. When the trap runs out, shoot your Waff and just start killing them until the trap cools down. And then to hold off that one window, just send a turn zombie out and he just goes and takes care of everything. Just stand there. It's a really simple, easy strategy. Run your ammo gumballs and you'll be set to around 100. That's all I did. But people don't bother to ask questions. People just see these things and go, oh, you're cheating. Right? People go, I don't know how, therefore it's impossible. Well, no. So none of this is glitched. None of this is modded, none of this is hacked. This is all 100% legit from top to bottom. There was no glitching or modding or going on here. I have screenshots dating back to show the progression of this account. I have a screenshot from when this account only had 40 days playing time. So, I mean, there's a mountain of data that I could show you to show that all this is legit. That this is not glitched and hacked. And then people go, well, if you're so high and mighty and so great, why don't you stream? And there's a few reasons I don't stream. The biggest one is that streaming is another task running in the background that increases the chances of a game crash. And game crashes are bad enough with Treyarch being too lazy to fix their shit. The other reason is because I also have other people in the household who watch Netflix. Right? And the other reason is I'm not just going to stream a 9-hour game. Like, it's not something I just don't do. I'm just not a streamer. I do have some recorded content. I have a YouTube channel, and sometimes I do record a little bit of content here and there. I do have some gameplay on my channel, and you're welcome to go view that. But when people come along and just say, well, you're not streaming, therefore you're cheating. Well, no. No, that would be like saying, well, we don't have video footage of anything from the year 1600, therefore it never happened. Well, no. It's ridiculous. So, that's kind of why I made this video, because I want people to understand why my stats are the way they are, why my rounds are the way they are. I want people to understand that I've had the right people come in and teach me these things so I can get to high rounds. And then people, you know, it's back to the whole round robin thing. I'll tell you, if I was to round robin all my rounds, I could have 255 on every map. I just go 255 on the maps. Not some people do that. Some people use round robin at 255 on all the maps. Why stop at 104? Well, no. I mean, no. It's just ridiculous. Anyway. So, I mean, if you have any questions or anything you'd like to ask, or, you know, if there's something you don't understand or don't know, you're welcome to comment and ask whatever you like. But I can assure you that, you know, everything here is legit. There's no glitches, there's no mods, there's none of that. It's all legit from top to bottom. So, that's basically it. I think I've pretty much been through everything. You can go check out that link right there. It explains a little bit more, but doesn't really cover anything else that I haven't talked about here. But other than that, this is all legit. Yeah, I do have multiplayer stats, but they're garbage. I'm terrible at multiplayer, and I know that I'm garbage at it. I'm trash. I'm garbage at multiplayer, and I know that. So yeah, I suck at it. But these stats here in zombies are legit. They are not glitched. They are not hacked. They are not modded. They are 100% legit. So if you see people who are going around spreading rumors saying, you know, you're a glitch or hacker or whatever, show them this video so I can explain these things, because people don't bother to ask questions. People just make stupid assumptions without asking questions. So there you have it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. But yeah, everything here is 100% legit. So that's pretty much it.